Hi guys, someone on the chat? We start in 3 minutes. Hello, a person and Yoshi. Uh, this image is too slow. Better. Hello. Uh, 2 minutes to start. One minute. Okay, I will start now. Uh, Today I will do this sprite, the clown card. I already did it before. Uh, I will show you does what it does. Um, oh fuck! I forgot something important. Uh, give me a second. I changed the operative system and I must download the SNES 9X. Give me a second and I start. Wait a second. But it doesn't have a direct. Macros Windows here. Oh, 64 bits. Okay, now I can start. Excuse me for that. Okay. Then I will show you what it does. Okay, Windows. Then here is the sprite. Then we will do that sprite. The first step is do the project on Dyzen. In this case, I did this project. It had 5 frames, and I did the animation. Also, I did the interaction. In this case, I did an interaction. These red boxes are solid, and this purple box is a hard player. Okay, then I will extract the resources. I will extract on the folder tuto here. Okay. Now we have this ASM file. Oh fuck. Open with code. We open with Visual Studio. No, I don't want to open with Visual Studio. Oh, okay. Thank you, Windows. Okay, I will move the sprite to the sprite folder here. this. Now I will edit it with Visual Studio Code. Okay. Then the first step is transform this sprite. Dyzen do a sprite for Yeppy. Then we must change it to Pixie. For that we change the sub of screen, the get draw info, and on the interaction routine we change sub horse pose and sub birds pose. Also we change this to E to F. Okay. Now we will do the CFG on the CFG editor. First, it is a custom sprite. Act like 36, and we will use 4 extra bytes. Also, we will check all this. Yes. Okay, this is a sprite that is solid. Then, like the flying platform that we did on the first live stream, it must have this checked. The process when off screen, the process interaction with my reframe. Also, we will use the process when off screen because it is a gimmick for 11. Then I don't want that the sprite disappear when it is out of a screen. So we check this. Okay, now it is finished. I will save this on the tutorial sprites here. Down Kart.json. Okay. Then we have the clown card and the clown card.json. Now on the list, I will change the list, and here I will change this for this. Okay, alright for now. Now I will show the sprite how it looks on. I will add it on the Lunar Magic. Is here. I will insert it with Pixie. Where is Pixie? Here's Pixie. Okay, all fine. Oh, I must install DirectX. Okay, now we have the sprite here. Okay. The next step is do the interaction. For this interaction, we will use solid interaction. Then, for solid interaction, we go to SMW Central, Super Mario World Central. I will log in with my. Okay. Then on the tutorials, on the thread of the sprite creation workshop, here, solid interaction. Then we will use this routine. we will copy from here. Okay, we will copy the routine. For a place called paste bin is not very comfortable to do the copy paste. Okay. Then here I have the routine for solid interaction. I will call it from the here. Now solid interaction, as I put in the instructions, requires to define this. Then I will go to the defines here, and I will define that. I will use Sprite misc 6. Yes. Also on the, I must add this line before Sprite interaction here. I am following the instructions that are here. Okay, now I have a solid interaction. I will check it if it works. Okay, Windows. Okay, now we have solid interaction. Also from behind. Okay, next step is do the interaction of the Hitbox. For Hitbox, I have a routine that do the heart. That routine is, I will upload it later. Fuck you, Visual Studio. Okay, I have a routine for hertz. This is already the routine. Why I use this routine and not the default Super Mario World heart routine? The default routine of Super Mario World doesn't dismount Yoshi. Then this routine also dismount Yoshi. Okay, this hitbox action 2 is for her, and the hitbox action 1 is for solid interaction. Then now I check it. Ox, nice. And now we have heart from below and solid from other places. Okay, the next step is the movement. In this case, this sprite have two movements. One movement is in Y axis and the other is in X axis. Then I will do two routines for movement. X movement and Y movement. Also, I will do a routine for our main routine that we will call it here. Okay, for then the main routine will check this. We will do this and this. Okay. For the X movement, we will use a very similar routine that we used for the grinder. It's the same routine of the grinder that follows the player. Then we will go to the Sprite creation workshop, and I will go to the string 2 log. Here's the log of the grinder. Following the player. Okay. Then for following the player, we need this routine. This routine check if the player is on the right or on the left. You can see the log here. And the other is this routine, follow player routine. This is on the... Okay. Now, to use this, we need an acceleration and a max speed. Then the max X speed, I will define it both with extra bytes. Then it will be a little different than the default that this routine. Then I will define this as a extra byte. For example, extra byte 1. An acceleration that we use extra byte 2. Okay, when you use extra byte, you must change something. If you look, for example, on the bowling ball, you must change this. We will go to these lines and I will replace it. Okay, this is because this is the default of Dyzen is Yeppy, and we were using a pixel sprite. Okay. Then now this is not a constant. This is a RAM. Then we must change this. So this. Now I can. It is not a constant. Then I can't do this. I must replace it for this. Because if it is a constant, I add negative acceleration, but it is not a constant. Now it is a RAM address. Then I must subtract the acceleration. And for max speed, I will use a scratch that will revert the max speed. I will use scratch 0. Then we replace scratch 0 here. Okay, this is because we are not using constant, we are using extra bytes. Then I can declare the sprite and I can change the extra bytes on the routine. Then I will call it here. For now, nothing weird. Then I will insert the sprite in the ROM. Okay, I forgot to change this. Okay. Okay. First, max speed. Oh, I forgot something. Weird. What happened? Full sprite. Full sprite. Check side. Check side. Oh, I forgot something. After this, I must call the routine that update X position. That routine is, you can find it on the ROM map. You go to a ROM map and it is here. This routine. And this routine updates the X position without gravity. Also for SA1 compatibility, we add this. Okay, now it should works. Fuck. Okay, it's working, but I will put Mario below. Okay, it works, but it have a lot of acceleration. I will change the acceleration, for example, 4. Oh, I don't need that. Okay, now it works better. Still a lot of acceleration. I will use 2. Okay, now it works better. The next step is if I put Mario over this sprite, Mario won't move with the sprite. That is a problem because we want that the sprite moves with Mario. Then for to fix that, we will do the same that we do on the solid platform, on the Fly platform. Then we go to the Sprite Creation Workshop, to the first log here, and we will copy this. I already explained how it works, this. and this. And now the sprite moves with the player. Oh, that was very weird. What the fuck? Okay, it works a little weird. Why the player moves weird to the left? Okay, give me a second, please. Oh, okay, we can't use a scratch 0. We must use a scratch 1 or scratch 2. Because we used scratch 0 for the follow player. Then we must use scratch 2. Okay, now it should work. As the last thing, this sprite will have a problem. Why? Because the sprite can disappear on the left side. To fix that, I will show what is the problem here. Okay, now the sprite disappeared, and that is a problem. I will fix that doing that here it will do that the current sprite this first I will load this. Give me a second. Okay, now A will be the X position of the sprite. Now we will check if the sprite position is negative. Why negative? Because if you look here, the last screen is the 1F. It is a positive number. If the position of the sprite is negative, that means that the sprite is on the left side on a not valid screen. Then I will check if it is negative. For that I will check with this. If it is more than if it is okay, if it is is more or equals than that, then the sprite is the position is negative. Then in this case we will put 0 here, and 0 here. Then the position can't be less than this 0. Now we check. And now the sprite can't go left. With that, we fix that. Okay, the next step will be the Y movement. For the Y movement, we will use the same movement that we used on the flying platform. Then for the flying platform, we will need this routine, the sim routine. Then we open it on the paste bin. And we will copy here. And now we will copy the wave movement routine. The wave movement routine, we will make it on the flying platform. For that, we will go to the log of the flying platform. That is here, and we will find the wave movement routine here. Where is the wave movement? This is x-axis, wave movement. Okay, for wave movement, we have this routine here. And this routine here, we will copy here. Then we will call it on the wave movement routine here. Okay, this routine requires to define the angle high, angle low, angular speed, and ratio here. Okay, for angular angle high and angle low, we will use tables. The Sprite misc 7 and the Sprite misc Sprite misc 8. As we made it here. Also, we need an initial position low and initial position as we defined on the log of that. Also, we need to define the angular speed and the ratio. For the angular speed, I will use extra byte 3. And for ratio, I will use extra byte 4. Then we can set it on the. Then we can set it here in Lunar Magic. But to use okay, to use the angular speed using the first step is angular speed here is a constant of 16 bits. To fix that, we will use a scratch run. What scratch? Well, we can use a scratch 2, for example. Scratch 2. Then we will load the scratch 2. We will use angular speed Now Angular speed is a mixed table, then it must have the comma x, and we will set it on the scratch 2, and the scratch 3 must be 0. Okay, then we'll use scratch 2 and not Angular speed here. The second step is the ratio. If you look this, ratio must be comma x, and the scratch 3 scratch, we will use scratch 0. Why? Because this must be 8 bits, then we don't need to change the scratch 3, only scratch 2. Now it should work. We will insert the sprite. Oh, okay. I forgot something. If the initial low and initial high must be set it on the init of the sprite. Give me a second. Okay, to the init of the sprite. Okay, we will set it on the init of the sprite here. Then initial low will be the low, the sprite x low, and the initial high will be the sprite x high. And now it sure works. Okay, it works, but it have a little problem. Wait, it's too high. Okay, the angle high and angle low must be 0. Okay, now we will. They start at 0. Okay, it works, but it's too high. Then we will move it some pixels below. Okay, it works very weird. Why it goes to that position? Give me a second, please. Initial E high and initial Y low. Oh, okay. I forgot to. This was the problem. Okay, that was a problem, but not the problem. Give me a second. It should work. That's very weird. Oh, I put X low and it should be Y. Excuse me for that. Okay, now it should works. Thank you, George. Okay, now it works. Okay, now it have a very small ratio. Then I will use a ratio of 2 and 2 of speed, angular speed. Okay, now it's working fine. Okay, next step, we will repeat the step of that we did on the X movement. We need that the sprite move with Mario. Then we must copy this. We must copy this. And we must copy this. You only must follow the log of the flying platform. And now the sprite moves with Mario. I think that the movement could be better. No. Okay, now the movement is better. Okay, we finished the movement, and the next step will be do the spawn. This sprite must spawn 2 sprites. The first sprite is the bowling ball. Then we will do this. Then the first sprite is the bowling ball. For that we will use this bowling ball sprite number, and to the bowling ball sprite number is in sprite 2. Also, we will spawn Mecha Koopas. The sprite number of Mecha Koopa is A2. Also, we will need a spawn speed, where speed. This is the speed that the Sprite will use to spawn. Okay, then we will make a routine for spawn. Here, spawn bowling ball. Then for spawn the bowling ball, we will have a timer. That timer, for the timer we use a mixtape on timer. Then when that timer is 0, then the bowling ball will be spawned. And then we will use deck timer, this, and we will use another timer for Mecha Koopas. The F3. Okay. Then we will have a max time in the case of for each. We have max time for bowling ball and max time for Mecha Koopas. More time, more slower the spawn. Then we will load the bowling max time on the bowling max spawn timer here, and Mecha Koopa max time on the timer. Oh, I forgot the comma X. On the init we start the timers. Then first I will spawn the bowling ball. For the bowling ball, oh fuck, why people? We will call the spawn bowling ball. Then we will check if the spawn timer is 0. If it is 0, then we will reset the timer. And we will spawn the sprite. For spawn the sprite, we will use our routine. In this case, we will use this routine. The spawn sprite is the common routine for spawn sprite. I will use this routine that I made, call it spawn sprite behind. Why I use this routine? Because this routine spawn the sprite behind the sprite. Then I will call it. It works identically like the spawn sprite. Then to call this routine, first the sprite number must be on the A register. Also, to know if the sprite is custom, the carry must be set. Custom sprite is sec carry. Then we call the routine in that way. Also, we must set the wave speed. For the wave speed and the X speed, we will use scratch. Scratch 0 is the offset. In this case, offset will be 0 for both. Probably it's not 0, but I will fix it later. And for 2, the scratch 2 is 0 2 because it's the X speed, and scratch 3 is the what the fuck? Why? Excuse me. Okay, for Y speed we will use the scratch 3. Then it will spawn a bowling ball behind. Oh, I did something wrong. Oh, okay, it is a constant. Excuse me. Okay, now the sprite spawns a bowling ball. Okay, the bowling ball that I already did for Super Mario World Central use some parameters that you must fill with the extra byte. Then we will go to the bowling ball, and it has 3 parameters. The first parameter is the extra byte 1, that is the rotation speed. Okay, then I will put a rotation speed. Then first, the sprite is only if this I won't do this if the sprite 1 is not spawned. If it is spawned, I can know if the sprite was spawned if the carry is set. Then this is plus. Now I know that the sprite was spawned. The index of the sprite is in the Y register. Then I will transfer Y register to X register, and I will change the extra byte 1. Then for extra byte I will use, for example, 2 or 4. 4 and an extra byte 1. And for X speed I will use if you see the extra byte 2 is the initial X speed, then we must change it to extra byte 2 is 0, and the extra byte 3 is exploding or normal version. For another version we will use in any value that is not 0. Okay. now it throw the bowling balls. Okay, the next step we will that we will avoid the movement when it will throw a sprite. Then we will do the following. We will have a timer for no movement, for example this timer, and I will no move timer. And I will create a constant for the max timer. In this case we use 20, that is 32. Then when oh wait, okay, when the bowling ball timer is 10, exactly 10 or 16, we will reset. We will put the timer of the no move timer. And then if no move timer, then it don't move. Okay, why we do this is because the player need to know when the sprite will spawn a sprite. Then we need to feedback. We need feedback for that. Visual feedback. Okay. If you look the sprite, it is not good centered. Then I will move the sprite 8 pixels to the left. For move the sprite, we only must change the offset. In this case, I will put an offset of f8. Why f8? Because it's -8. Then it will show better. Now it works fine. Okay, the next step is do the sound. Here we will add a sound. In this case, we will use the sound of the explosion, that is 09, and the RAM address to do a sound is 1DFC, and we add this for SA1 compatibility. I won't listen the sound because I must install DirectX. Excuse me for that. And also we will spawn smoke. for spawn smoke with every day. We will use this routine. Spawn smoke. Then we will spawn 3 smokes. We will spawn a smoke. It works very similar to the normal spawn. First, the sprite number is a pluff smoke. Then here, 1. Second, the timer must be on 02. The perfect timer for this is, give me a second. Perfect timer for this is 14. And for offset, we will do offset. The first will have the same offset of the bowling ball. The second we have another offset like 0.8, 16 pixels to the right, and the latest spawn and the latest smoke will have 52 pixels to the right. Now we will check it. Okay, the Y offset is wrong. I must add like to the app are like 32 pixels. Okay, is it2? Excuse me. No, it2 works. That is -20. Or -20. Or -32. Okay. Okay, now it works. The next step will be do the same, but for the Mecha Koopas. Then we will do almost the same. It's the same, but with less smoke. Spawn Mecha Koopa. Then we will check the timer. And also we will, then the first step is to almost the same, but with Mecha Koopa. Okay, in this case we will spawn a Mecha Koopa sprite number, and it must be CLC. Also we will use a smoke, this smoke, and for Mecha Koopa we will reproduce another sound. The 08, that is the spring sound. Okay, here I made an error because I must do this LDX Sprite index. Okay, now it works. Excuse me for that. Then it's pretty the same than bowling ball, but it's CLC and only one smoke. Then I will test it. Oh, I forgot something. I must do this. Okay. Also, we will do the same that we did before. Mecha Koopa timer. P10. Okay. For a last thing, I will randomize some aspects of the bowling ball. The first aspect that I will randomize is the rotation speed. The rotation speed, as we see here, is the extra right one. Then probably 4 is a lot, but it's not wrong, we can use it, but we will randomize it to make it slow or faster. Then to make it slow or faster, we will use a routine to randomize things. The routine is this: random this routine is a random. Also remember this for SA1 compatibility. Okay, the random works in this way. The result of the random is on this address. Then the first step is to make it better. We can do this